well before the Justice Department report. I reported on the missing women of Hardin, Montana, all the way back in 2019. We're revisiting this for a reason. So, I can't verify none of this, which sucks. Because some of these folks are still my friends on Facebook, but I don't know where they went. I was told that Mary Mountain Sheep was in the hospital last time I was in Hardin. I was also told that Mary Mountain Sheep died of cancer. They didn't know where John Nomi was. So, here's the thing. I told all of you that that was the epicenter for missing women, indigenous women here in the United States. And it is. Like, grossly disproportionate. And I did get some of my information wrong in that video. Gilbert and Lila and Mary and John and, well, a few people actually shared with me their stories and their missing loved ones, and also the ones that were pretty famous, sort of. The ones that were at least decently well known. By decently well known, I mean, no, they weren't well known. They were just on a MMIW website. But short of that, no, not really. Nobody done shit. Alright, just listen up, you fuckheads. If this is your fucking sister, you'd give a shit. If this is your fucking mom, you would give a shit. Get off your asses. Here's the thing, is that it's an election year. We know that all the politicians are going to make empty promises and kiss the asses of whoever is the most fucking popular right now. That is very much not conducive to finding missing people. I want you to know. And this is a sad fact. But MMIP is how it started out. And I see all these posts, MMIW, 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 MMIW. You don't even hear about MMIP no more. Why is that? Because they had to change the name to Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women in order to get people to actually care. The word women is a mental footnote for all of us. That's a signal to us that we're supposed to care. They said women, so yeah, we better fucking do something. For years, we've been told how horrible people have it in other countries. Why are we not talking about this? The things happening in this country are worse. They're worse. They are far worse. They are far more widespread. What happens if you molest a child in Afghanistan? What happens if you molest a child in China? Now, what happens in the United States of America if you molest a child? Here in America, we release them again and again and again and again, with slaps on the wrist, especially if they're women. There are a lot of countries that we talk about how brutal they are to women. They're just as brutal to men. You don't touch little kids. You don't fucking do it. Here in the United States, we help them get off in more ways than one. And every time that they get away with it, they get a bigger head about it. And they do it more frequently and again and again and again and again. And we see this again and again and again and again. And you say, why isn't anyone doing anything about it? Well, many times a man is victimized to the point where he has no other recourse but to do something about it that is physical. How many times are you going to get hit before you hit somebody back? How many times are they allowed to punch you in the face because they were taught that they get one for free before you push them away from you? How many times are you going to kick her out for being fucking selfish and mean to you, cheating on you and all sorts of other stuff? Oh, the guy that you was messing around with, he don't want to keep you, huh? You can't move in with him, huh? Of course, these guys, they got that battered women syndrome. They don't want to be alone. So they let her back in. Like, shit, dude, she's fucking broken your nose twice. What the fuck are you thinking? I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell her. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, I've had relationships. You know, friendship is a relationship. And I've had friends that were in relationships together, and both of them were my friends. And when it goes south, you're not allowed to be their friends, basically. Both of them want you to take their side. If you don't take their side, you're not their friend. Meanwhile, I'm the guy who will go, all right, well, I got to see both sides. I got to hear both sides. But while both of y'all are wanting me to just hear your side and telling me not to talk to him and not to listen to him and not to talk to her and not to listen to her, it's fucked up. When I see that he's got a broken nose again, like, what the fuck happened, dude? Well, she fucking accused me of cheating on her again. Fucking, I don't do nothing but go to work and come home. When she goes shopping, I gotta go shopping with her because she thinks I'm cheating on her. Like, I'm sorry about that. If he kicks her out, he's the bad guy, though. And he's got to remember that. If he kicks her out and she's homeless, all of a sudden, because she's an abusive fucking animal, that is very animalistic and abusive behavior to fucking beat on somebody. And because he's a guy and you fucking yell in his face, you know I'll fucking get away with it. You know I'll get away with it. Fucking, all right, so here's a word that I've heard recently, just in the last few years. It's the word simp. And I've heard women scream this shit at their boyfriends or husbands in public. Like, what the hell are you doing with somebody who wants to do that to you? I'd just as soon get away from them. And that's the problem with people giving me that advice. That's the first thing I did. I drove 1,700 miles to get away from the problem. I drove from Virginia to Boulder, Colorado. And guess who fucking followed me to Colorado? Natalie fucking Bollinger. I didn't even know she was in fucking Colorado. Reached out to two people who are not my friends anymore because I told the truth and they didn't want to. So I gotta show that stuff publicly. Here's the thing about these people calling themselves my friends. When it came time to do some friend shit, they couldn't do it. All they could do is argue. If you're going to call, you need to be informed. That way you can speak up. If the police or any other agency tries to insinuate or outright state something that is either untrue or against the law, you need to be informed enough to know that. If something that they are trying to insinuate is not the truth of what's actually going on, then that officer needs to stop interrupting me, and somebody needs to know that that's a good time to tell that cop that he's wrong, instead of allowing him to continue to talk over me, which is what happens when I go in alone. When it comes to turning in evidence, someone has to turn it in with me, so that they are informed. And so that, of course, the cops don't get the impression that I am alone. All these people who claim to care about me in 6 years have not tried to understand how dire a situation that it really is. They haven't stopped to consider that while they've been twiddling their thumbs and jacking their asses, people are dying. People whose lives could have been saved simply by doing some friend or family shit. Prevention is important, so is turning it in when it happens. How can the abuse be prevented? It doesn't even address the victim first. It addresses a family member or a friend. And of course, negligence in this case from the hospital on multiple counts. First, they were trying to send me to places that I'd already been that had broken the law that I needed to turn in. They didn't call the social worker like they were supposed to. And of course, with the safety issue that was created there, I do have to be afraid to go back without someone present who's uninformed. As far as a resource list, the reason for never making the calls alone is because the human memory is shit, and people tend to reinterpret other people's words here in the United States. That's one of the things about when you've got someone who wants to argue one little word and just keep arguing that one little word for fucking days and days and days and days. Finally, you just fucking give up. You let them have it. You let them have their alternate meaning for a word in the English language. Well, then they get to reinterpret every goddamn thing, and they expect you to allow them to reinterpret every goddamn thing. And if you don't, they're gonna fucking argue. And argue and argue and argue. Until you give up and you let them have it. Fine, you win. And what happens when you continually let the idiots fucking win? You're just giving them a big fucking head. You're letting them think that they're smarter than they are. Now there's the story of the tiger and the jackass, right? And it's a good story and all that. And the tiger, you know, the whole point of the story was that it's not a good idea to argue with an ass. It's a stupid thing to do, and it's a waste of your fucking time. Well, if that ass is a fucking witness, that ass is a witness. It doesn't matter what excuses they make or what diversions they take, they're still a witness. And that's the point. I need to be able to turn in long-term abuse. And part of that includes neglect. And I have to show the neglect of my family and friends. I need to show that I was trying to get help the entire time. And I need to show that the help that I was trying to get was exactly the help that's on that fucking piece of paper. Why can't we try that first? Why can't we try going the legal route? Why does everybody want to argue over what the legal route is when they are aware already that they don't know what the fuck the laws are? They've admitted already that they don't know what the laws are. And then they look it up 10 seconds on Wikipedia and think they know everything. When you type in mandated reporter, it automatically takes you to the mandated reporter for children. And it's actually the same hotline number as the Adult Protective Services number. It's just a different division. The stuff that I've gone through is ungodly horrible. And I need people to understand. I need you to look at the evidence and turn it in with me. Right now, there's missing people that it's important to find, and some of them are underage and possibly human trafficked through Texas. We know one of the major routes is Denver to Amarillo. We also know that San Antonio is a trading hub. We know that San Diego is in the import business for human flesh. I don't mean for dinner, I mean peddling Russian women, Ukrainian women, Georgian women. Those of you who aren't aware of this, yes, I know that Georgia is in the United States, but I'm talking about the other Georgia. There's a Russian Georgia, just so you know. A lot of people want to tell me what the laws are, what the rules are, what the regulations are that haven't looked it up. They just don't want to come forward. And for whatever reason that happens to be, it doesn't matter to me. People threaten my friends and family. As a friend or family, you should probably do something about that. As friend or family, I did do something about that. When people that promised to help me were telling me that their friends or family were being threatened, that they were being threatened, their kids were being threatened, I fucking spoke up and I tried to turn it in. I tried to get them to turn it in with me. Why didn't they ever try? At least I showed the truth. And there's years and years and years of the truth right here on this channel. The efforts that I've made and the fact that I need people to actually understand what the hell's going on and stop making suggestions based on ignorance. Your point of view from knowing nothing of the situation and making no effort to find out what's going on, well, your fucking opinions are gonna be shit. Your ideas are gonna be shit. You're just digging for excuses not to have to tell the truth. You're afraid of the skeletons in your closet, and I don't give a shit about the skeletons in your closet when people are threatening to harm my friends and family. Do you fucking get that? Get it? Got it? Good. Now, a lot of my loved ones are fucking dead because of this shit. Because I was unable to get somebody to listen because I was homeless. Every one of you could potentially end up homeless in even just the next few months. So, how about you stop being dipshits to the homeless and blowing them off, pretending to be their friends? Homeless people have pretend friends because we don't matter. We don't matter as much as your real friends. We don't matter as much as the friends that you go do stuff with. We're charity cases. If we need help, you're not going to help how somebody in that situation needs. They need somebody to do some friend shit or some family shit. Like I've been saying from the very start, friends and family. My friends and family won't help because of their own skeletons. And then they want to be pissed off that them using them skeletons as an excuse not to tell the truth. It shows obviously that they knew I was telling the truth. It also shows their excuses for not coming forward and their fears. And this is not what the police tried claiming in court, but it's also the officers that I was trying to turn in got to be the ones to investigate. I had to go to officers who committed crimes against me to turn in the officers who committed crimes against me. And instead, those officers coordinated to make sure that I couldn't turn them in. They coordinated with other jurisdictions and other agencies to deny me my rights. And then my friend who said that she would go in with me and had blown me off for literally over a year, almost 2 years by that point. Like, why the fuck would you waste somebody's time like that? And now I get 30 minutes to talk tomorrow morning on this lady who's going to help me apparently's way to work. And I'm supposed to let her know who we're supposed to call. You know, if we're just going to do it in little tiny pats here and there, like that's the problem, is it? I need somebody to listen to what's going on, to the roadblocks. You got to understand the roadblocks that are there and why they're there. The reason that all of these roadblocks are there, every single one of them, is because when I went to my friends for help, I was blown off. Every single one of them. Every one of them. When you're busy saying you're sorry and you're too busy, you're not finding out what's going on. You're not finding out what the problem is. When your friend, after a year or more of trying to get your help, of you claiming to be a friend, of you saying that you do care and you're going to take the time, and they have spent countless days, dollars, and resources, had to try to maintain the resources so they could keep in contact with you. And you've made zero effort to do that. You've made zero effort to actually be that friend or a friend at all. You know, I need these people to admit that I told the fucking truth. And a lot of people want to do everything but. All right, well, let's not focus on the past. Let's not focus on any of the reasons why you're being abused. Let's just focus on getting you into housing, and then we're going to forget about you again. Do you know what issues I'm having with housing? No, you have no fucking clue. All of the abuse that I've had to endure because you didn't care in all of this time has resulted in me having zero fucking resources. Me having to do what it is that you tell me to do in order to get your help with doing what it is that I'm legally supposed to do. I'm trying to follow the legal guidelines. Why are all of you fucking arguing about that? Telling me this is not the guidelines I'm supposed to follow. I looked it up before I ever fucking spoke to you. And those of you who are mandated reporters who fucking lied to me about it, you got busted lying to me about it. When I have to turn something in, there's two things that I need. Someone there in person who gives a shit, and the ability to fucking record it. In the beginning, I didn't have either of those. And since then, I haven't had either of those. I've had fucking bullshitters who are just going to sit there and not say a goddamn thing. They're just going to let me be harmed because they don't want to tell the truth to the public. They want to do things in a way that will alleviate their fuck up, or they don't have to admit that they fucked up. Not in public anyway. They want it to be kept private. Well, you know what? That would have been great to keep it private. But the problem is that it's the truth. It shows that my predators fucking lied and that I am being abused over those fucking lies. And you want to hide those lies? You want to hide it for them? I said the good things that people were trying to do or claim that they were trying to do. I made sure that I was honest about it. But when these people didn't follow through and didn't follow through and didn't follow through and didn't keep their word and didn't tell the truth, I had to post it up publicly. I'm being harmed because these people wanted to procrastinate and bullshit. You want to complain the world fucking sucks. You want to complain that here in the United States nobody helps nobody. Well, you're one of them people that ain't helping nobody. You're just bitching. You're not helping the victim do squat. How much money are you spending and paying the fucking government and the schools in order to get your fucking social services degree? Just for you to not follow the mandated reporting laws. When you're a doctor, you have to learn that shit. A nurse, you have to learn that shit. A clergy, you have to learn that shit. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. When I broke the law, I knew I was breaking the law. Absolutely. I also knew that with people making excuses for my predators breaking the law repeatedly against me and blowing me off repeatedly when I tried to fucking turn it in, with police telling me it's not illegal for them to do that, and then when I do it, oh yes, magically it's illegal for me to do it back. Where were my friends to help me put a stop to that before I had to do something drastic? Before I had to do something desperate, because people were fucking harming me and they were threatening to kill me and my friends and my family. Now, either my friends and my family were threatened like they said that they were, and I can actually believe it. With as many threats as I fucking got, and with as many people told me, hey man, I was harassed by people. Yeah, I fucking know. Then these people, they don't want their faces or numbers or information or none of that out there because they don't want to be associated with it, and that's what it comes down to. In order to clear my name, which is what is necessary to stop the abuse, in order to clear my name, these people have to tell the truth. The most simple question, did I come to you for help? How you treated me is arbitrary. The fact that I came to you for help shows that the cops fucking lied. The first question that a mandated reporter should ask if somebody is suicidal is why. Oftentimes, when somebody is being victimized, they're afraid to tell you what's really seriously going on, and they'll start off with something small. And that's where they're trying to decide if you're trustworthy or not. And the moment you start talking over them, you lose all of that trust. I'm not coming to any of the people that I'm trying to talk to and trying to get help from because I trust them. I'm going to them because they know their little small part of the truth. People telling me over and over and over again things that are completely untrue. As far as the law goes, these people's excuses are untrue. There's also situations where my predators did things that were illegal, and making excuses for them is not okay because they still broke the law. A lot of people want to throw it in my face that I broke the law. Well, I broke the law because I had to, because I didn't have any family or friends to help me to turn them in. What I had was bullshitters. What did my predators have? They had their fucking junky customers and their violent ex-boyfriends who call them up at all fucking hours of the night threatening to blow their head off if you don't touch their winky dink. Tim Beeson is a piece of shit, so's Joy Moreno. Tim Beeson is a child molesting fuck, so's Ted Bollinger. The thing is, I need help with these things. I need actual help. I've spent literally tens of thousands of dollars that I don't have to spend on people who promised to help. Promised to help me turn in these fucking predators. And that's what I need help with. But they got to take the time to do it, and they got to stop talking about them. I try to get them familiarized with the situation so they're not going in blind. I have to have a way where I can contact you and send you evidence, and I have to have the means to do that. If I go and get all of the means to do that repeatedly and you don't show up, I do have to show that I made the effort. Even if it's something that you're ashamed of, even if it's something that you're embarrassed by, even if it's something that could get you in fucking trouble, I don't fucking care. People are dead. I tried to get help. You want to do anything except actually help by telling the truth. You want to argue and play stupid? Well, that's on you. That just shows your quality of character. When you would literally force somebody who you claimed was your friend to do the shit that I've had to do because you wouldn't come forward and tell the truth. It's not my fault you're a coward. And it's not wrong of me to call you a coward. When people are mean to me, you know what? A lot of people didn't think I was capable of being mean. I grew up in the fucking system. I'm nice because I hate meanness. I hate meanness. It's not something that I enjoy. It's not something that I think is fun. I grew up with people being mean. I know how to be mean back. I know how to be uncaring. Am I really uncaring? No, I'm not capable of being selfish like that, no matter how hard I try. People just fucking suck. They're selfish. You could be being beaten to death right this fucking moment, and you call them for fucking help because they're supposedly your friend, but they don't have the time. They're trying to get laid. They'll talk to you in a couple of days. What the fuck? Well, by the time they get back to you, you're a fucking corpse, and they feel bad. They're sorry they didn't see the signs. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm telling you what's going on. Why are you not taking it fucking seriously? Why are you letting people harm me? And that is what it comes down to. When I say these people have every right to be ashamed, they do. They did very shameful fucking things. Don't pretend to be my friend if you're going to look the other way. When I am having my life threatened and my friends and family are having their lives threatened, yeah, fucking do something. Don't fucking bullshit me. Also, if you're a friend or family and you're telling me that you're being threatened, then you need to help fucking turn that shit in. Otherwise, I get called a liar when I try to turn it in. I have to turn everything in. If I don't make that effort, then people pretend that I'm not trying. And I have done nothing but try and gotten nothing but people fucking bullshitting me. Not taking it seriously. The thing is, when I finally get someone to actually call to listen, and they spend a whole bunch of time telling me things that they already typed to me 100 times, that's the problem, is I'm trying to explain to you the situation because your assumptions are really bad. They are very, very bad. And they lead to bad decision making on your part because of your ignorance. So when you type that ignorance at me and you also type suggestions that show your ignorance, that's why I'm asking you to call. No matter how many times I try to type something at you, you don't understand it apparently. How about call and listen? And also not go on repeat about your assumptions. If you're going to help me, then maybe you should find out from me what's going on with me, what help I need. It's a good start. But even if someone doesn't do that, I got to be glad that they at least acknowledged my existence, right? That's what is important here. They pretended that I exist for a few minutes or pretended like they were going to help for a few minutes and didn't stop to understand really and truly and honestly how much it fucking cost me for them to make shitty fucking assumptions. And in most cases, I don't believe that these people made shitty assumptions. I believe they knew exactly what was up. They just didn't intend on keeping their word. I wasn't that important. And they have shown that I haven't been important to them through all of this. Stop calling me friend if you're not going to do friend shit. And if I have to explain 100 times, hey, this is the stuff right here. This stuff right here. Friends and family. Yes, this is the shit that I'm supposed to do. Also, these people who keep trying to push it on the civil crap. No, none of this is civil. Not one bit of it is civil. All of it is criminal. Every single bit of it is criminal. I am a disabled and at-risk adult. Anything that otherwise would have been civil is criminal because of that. All of the people who have taken advantage of me have broken the law. I am easy to take advantage of, and they knew that they could do so. Your inappropriate conduct is not my fault. When I've gone to officers repeatedly over something that I know is the truth, I've already researched the law, and they lie to me over and over and over again. And then after lying to me over and over and over again, they realize that they're being recorded, and then they tell me the truth, maybe. And then when they tell the truth about the law, I would go back to all of the people who just believed whatever fucking lie they were told and say, hey, you know what? I tried showing you the laws, you didn't look. Here's an officer actually saying it. Oh, that doesn't work? All right, well, here's a therapist saying this part shows that I was telling the truth. What, that doesn't work? Everybody wants to pass me off onto somebody else. All I can do is speak. That's all I can do. I mean, I really need somebody to actually call and listen. Actually listen. Now, for the first time talking to me in probably 6 years, I guess she did all right. She says she watches my videos, but it gives me an indication, it's a little gray indicator when you sent it, and then it's a blue indicator when their devices have received it, and then it's their profile picture if they've actually seen it. And when somebody, and I got screenshots, of course, always, when somebody tells me, all right, Sean, I go through and I listen to all of them. Well, are you sure? Because it doesn't seem like you know any of the stuff that's in them. And it also doesn't seem like you have the time, being as somehow magically you've watched everything that I've sent you, but haven't had time to call and can only call for 30 minutes. How about we stop and get oriented with what you need to know first? The roadblocks and why. All the rest of it is evidence of what I'm trying to get you to listen to. There are also protocols which you need to understand, which you need to listen to. The protocols I've tried alone. They didn't work because I had to go in alone. But I tried to get help. And that's the thing about these people who don't want to admit that I went to them for help. If you can't admit that I went to you for help, how are you helping? I need you to tell the truth, because you admitting that I went to you for help shows that the cops fucking lied. You explaining that you had funerals, you had deaths in the family, that you were sick, your kids were sick, whatever it is that your excuse was, that's not what was said in court. My predator's lies with zero fucking evidence were allowed to stand. With zero fucking evidence. I was allowed to be physically fucking tortured because none of my friends gave a shit. They all blew me off. And to this day, do not take it seriously. The longer you put it off, the more abuse I take. But at this point, you've missed 6 years of fucking hell. Most of the roadblocks that are in place that prevent me from helping myself are roadblocks that are in place because you didn't fucking help. There are roadblocks that are in place because when I got a hold of you to ask you for help, you didn't fucking help. You blew me off. And when there were lies that were told about me that you could have easily come forward and admitted were fucking lies, that's all you had to fucking do. Make a call with me and admit that I went to you for fucking help. And that's probably about 400 fucking phone calls that need to be made at this point. Why didn't you fucking help? And that's the question right there. With every single one of these people that I went to for help, who fucking blew me off because every goddamn thing, including the cute puppy meme, is more fucking important than I am. Anything that you do other than admit that I went to you for fucking help is not fucking help. It's procrastination. What I need for you is for you to tell the fucking truth.